Um,
All right, my brother. Okay.
yeah, peace.
All right.
Lord bless. This is part 2 of the understanding of the Bible and the different reasons why people don't understand the Bible or cannot hear the Bible or cannot see the Bible. And that's why you have so much confusion out here. So there are many different reasons that the Bible gives for that. Um, but today we're going to be dealing with a concept called blindness. Why? And when you can't see or understand, therefore you're blind to something. Okay. So,
Okay.
like I said the other day, I did reason 1 that Christ gave. Okay. And that's the main teacher. Christ is the main teacher. But now we go into the secondary forms as to why people can't understand the Bible. So everything that we're dealing with scripture. Okay. So, for those that are seeing this, see if it applies to you. Now, basically, there are 2 forms in the Bible. It's either you have the mark of the beast or the mark of the Most High and His Son Christ. And the Most High and His Son Christ is a simple form, but yet that simplicity is a hard thing for a lot of people. If you have the mark of the beast, then the mark of the beast is any concept that's in opposition to the word of the Lord. If you don't believe in the word of the Lord, you have the mark of the beast. Now, you don't even have to be in a religion. You don't have to believe in no religion. But if you don't believe that there is a God and that there is a Christ and that God is black and Christ is black, then you are in opposition to the Most High. Now, let me prove that first. Okay, let me prove that first. Right? That God is black, the Most High, the supreme being, the creator of everything, not Christ, the Most High, then I'm going to prove Christ. So to start off our topic, so if you're in opposition to these verses right here, you are antichrist. You have the mark of the beast. See, it's that simple. There's nothing complicated about it. You can try to figure it out yourself. Let's go to the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter and the 9th verse. So there are many descriptions in the Bible about the Most High, this being called God, that nobody says that they have ever seen, but yet these religions draw pictures about him. Okay? Daniel 7 verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down. What thrones? Anybody that's ruling anything upon this earth has a throne. If you're in a corporation and you're the CEO, you have a throne. Bill Gates has a throne. Jeff Bezos has a throne. Donald Trump has a throne. Kamala Harris has a throne. Pelosi has a throne. The Queen of England has a throne. Prince Harry has a throne. African Kings has a throne. If you're a gang leader, you have a throne. If you're a big homie, you have a throne. If you whatever, you have a throne. So whatever you ruling, you're going to be taken down. That's why he said, I beheld till the thrones were cast down. All people that is ruling wherever is coming down. Ancient and the Ancient of Days did sit. See that? The Ancient of Days. So the Ancient of Days is another name for the Most High. Why? Ancient is before time. Days, he created days. Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. Bang.
Wow.
Pure wool. So there it is, crystal clear, a description of him and how he would look based upon what he gave to Daniel. There's a hair on his head like the pure wool. So you say, well, how did I get that he's black from that? Well, black people or African people or what you call African American or Negroid people is the people that have the woolly hair in comparison to the lie that the Caucasians or the Europeans put up that God looks like them who have straight hair. Bang. Answer simple. Answer simple. If you can't figure that out, then the problem is with you. Now, let's go to his son now. for you to find out. Now, here's another lie. People lie and say, well, they never seen Christ. Nobody ever looked at Christ. Nobody ever seen Christ. Number one, somebody saw Christ. From the entire New Testament, from the time he was born all the way up till he died, people was looking at him. Okay, so what madness is in your mind that nobody ever saw Christ? So somebody drew a description of Christ from the book of Revelation, the first chapter, the 14th and 15th verse. So we're going to go to Revelation, the first chapter, the first verse. The revelation of Jesus Christ. See that? Bang. The revelation, the revealing. The word revelation means to reveal. The revelation of Jesus Christ. So I'm going to go straight to what does he look like? 10th verse. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet. Bang. So John was looking one way and he heard a voice on the Lord's day, which is the Sabbath day, and he heard a voice behind him. So he had to turn and look. He had to turn and look for him to be able to see. Okay? So what madness are you in that you can't read simple English and now you find it complicated that, nobody never seen the Lord? Okay? So I turned, 12th verse, and I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and I saw 7 golden candlesticks, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. The Son of Man is another name for the Christ, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Right? His head and his hairs were white like wool. See the salt and pepper? I'm breaking this down over and over again. See the salt and pepper? It looks white. This is woolly hair. Okay? White. But white is a derivative of gray. Okay? So if I had a full gray hair from a distance, you see a lot of elderly brothers that still have their full braid, their full wool afros. Okay? You must get this image into your head. Right? His head and his hairs was white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes was as flame of fire. Now, how do we know that he was black? Just like his father. And his feet like unto fine brass. This, my skin color is brass. My skin color is brass. Brass is a derivative of brown. But he said, how dark? How dark was this brass? As if it burned in a furnace.
Wow, dark.
So his skin was so dark, the melanin, was browner than mine. And what happened to me last summer, since I was out in the sun, I got real dark, the melanin, because I hadn't been out in the sun in a long time. So it looked like I had 2 color toned skin from being out in the sun in Wingate Park. Like you can see the difference in my skin. They call that sunburn or whatever. You understand? Now, there is a reason why you must believe on the Savior as it is. Let's go in the book of Revelation. The book of John, the Gospel of John. A lot of people don't believe on Christ as is. They have a lot of complications. Once again, that's why you can't hear the Bible. That's why you can't hear the Bible, because you clogged up. Let's go in the book of John. John 7, verse 38. Why is it that people can't hear the Bible? Right? Here he comes. He's going to tell you why you can't hear the Bible. He that believeth on me. You have to believe on him how? As the scripture has said. See that? So you can't hear the Bible if you complicate it in your mind. You confused. You all over the place. You confused. You must believe on him. So we just read how he looks like. You can't read how he looks like and say, I don't believe that.
That's right. That's right. That's good.
Then you Antichrist.
Bang.
So then fold up the Bible.
Put it away.
Fold up the Bible that you have in your house getting cobwebs. Fold it up. Toss it out the window. Just toss it out the window. Because what are you reading it for? You don't believe in it. You don't believe in it.
Wow.
I believe in this book. Okay. Once I learned it and I began to see the actuality of it, I believe in it. I see it every day. I walk it, I live it, and I see the people around it.
Nice.
So he says, he that believeth on me, as the scripture has said. So you must believe in him, as the scripture said. And when you study the Bible and you deal with other people, you see how they don't study the Bible and they don't believe in him as the scripture has said. That's why the first time you tell them that Christ is black, they go, well, what Bible are you reading? That's the first thing that come out their mouth. What Bible are you reading? What, the same one you're reading. Out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Living water is life water. Living water is life water. There's good water in life and there's bad water in life. There's polluted water. Polluted water can't give you life. It is water, but it can't give you life. It's got things that's going to kill you. So this water here is going to give you life. Let's see something else that you must do why people cannot understand the Bible. Let's go in the book of Matthew and let's see what he says. Okay, let's go in the book of Matthew. Right. Now watch this verse right here. Another verse that shows you why people cannot understand the Bible. Because they don't do this. Too high up. Okay, so here's another verse why people do not understand the Bible. This is Matthew 9, verse 16 and 17. Check this out. He says, no man putteth a piece of new cloth into an old garment, for that which is put in is full up to make the garment, and make the rent and is made worse. But check this out. Let's go past that verse. Look, he's about to tell you why you can't understand the Bible. Neither do men put new wine. See, his wine is new wine.
Yes.
Into old bottles. The old bottle is you or me. Else the bottles break. What does it mean the bottles break? That means confusion. See that?
Good.
And the wine run it out. So when you confuse, you let it go. Man, this ain't making no sense. And I'm telling you, I teach so many people the Bible and it does not click with them.
Oh, man.
It does not make sense.
They have a concept.
There you go. Because they still fulled up.
Oh, yeah.
And the wine run it out and the bottles perish. The bottle being you perish. He says, but they put new wine into new bottles. So now you have to become new. What does it mean you have to become new? It doesn't mean that you have to kill yourself. It means that you have to clear all that bullshit that is up in your head out.
Bang. Bang.
You got to get this garbage out of your head.
God.
You got to let it go. That's called an empty mindset. You got to take all this crap, all that you believe, and unlearn it. You got to unlearn it. You got to dump it out.
That's a hard thing for men.
You got to put new wine. See, this is a new wine. The Savior wine is beyond anything. Since I began to learn the Savior, I've seen so many people that say that they learning the Savior, and I just look at them and laugh, man. You ain't learning the Savior. And these cats is in the Bible. They in the Bible. I just look at them and laugh. I'm telling y'all that seriously. They out there teaching hundreds of men. I just like, yo, dude, I don't know what Savior you talking about. I don't know what Savior you talking about. See that? So the confusion starts here. The confusion starts here with your thoughts. Okay? And they put new wine into new bottles. So for you to become new, for you to accept the wine, you got to cast the philosophies out. And the philosophies come in many different forms. in just, you don't have to be in a religion. Let me clear this up to anybody looking at this video. You don't have to be in a religion
There you go.
to be clogged up and be anti-Christ and not accept him and be confused. All you got to do is deny.
There you go. There you go.
If he say jump and you say no, you are anti-Christ.
There it is.
If the Bible says something and you go, why? You are anti-Christ.
Yeah.
I had to learn that. Let me tell you something. I had to learn that, man.
Yeah.
The minute you doubt this book, then why are you reading it?
Wow.
That's why there's so many people that's trapped that say that they believe in the Lord. And they go into verses and say, see that verse right there? That verse doesn't belong there. That verse is not true.
Dang.
I don't believe that.
Wow.
Wait, I thought you said you believe in God. I thought you said the Bible is true. You know, so being that I've been in so many battles with all these different characters, I know how to trap them off. Show them their hypocrisy straight to their face. Okay. So those are some of the things, right? So let's get up into it. Let's get up into Ephesians, coming back again. We got a good 16, 14, 20 minutes. Let's get up into Ephesians, the first chapter.
Ephesians.
This is a good basic verse right here, Ephesians, the first chapter. Let's see how the Lord drop in this.
Ephesians, first chapter. Good.
So here you come. Here come Paul. Paul was chosen. Paul, a black man of the tribe of Benjamin, was chosen by the Most High through Christ. Okay, there's another lie. One day I'm gonna do a whole topic on Paul. Just break it down. Just break down Paul. 17 verse. That the Lord of our Father, the Savior, and the Father of glory may give unto you the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of him. See that? It may give unto you the spirit of wisdom and revelation. 18 verse. The eyes of your understanding being enlightened. See, everything is now that you, hopefully the Father chooses you, that you being enlightened, that you may know what is the hope of his calling and what the riches of his glory of his inheritance is. So that's what we're trying to do. Why this state? Let's jump. Let's go to Exodus, the 4th chapter and the 11th verse. Let's break it down. We're going to run through as many verses as we can, and you're going to see.
Here we go.
Exodus, the 4th chapter. I'm going to stay with a lot of verses tonight. Exodus, the 4th chapter and the 11th verse. Why is it that people can't understand the Bible? Why is it that men can't understand? Why is it men can't see? He's going to tell you. And the Lord said unto him, unto Moses, a black man of the tribe of Levi. See, I'm breaking this down so y'all can understand who's talking, who's in the middle. Moses was the first testator. Okay, there was 2 testators in the Bible. Let me break down a whole topic for y'all. There were 2 testators that gave 2 testimonies who testified in the name of the Lord. Okay, that's what it is. The testator is the person. They're testifying, and when they testify, they're giving a testimony. Christ is the second testator, that he's giving a different testimony completely than what Moses gave. That's why this is called the New Testament, and Moses gave the Old Testament. And the Lord said unto him, who has made man's mouth? Or who maketh the dumb, the deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have I not the Lord? So the Lord is letting you know, if you can't see, it's because he did it.
There you go.
So if these people can't see, it's because the Lord shut them off. Okay? Bang. Let's go Deuteronomy 28, verse 29. We're running through verses. I'm not going to stay long on them. You read them for yourself. Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28, verse 29.
Verse
Listen,
9.
29.
Oh, 29.
Now look what the Lord said to Israel, right? When Israel, he's cursing Israel, and this is going to become our destiny right now. We are in this curse that is our destiny right now. And thou, Israel, shall grope at noonday. See, we're going to grope at noonday as the blind grope it. The gym that I go to, there's a blind man that comes, a blind Edomite, right? And he's got a cane and everything, and I help him. But, you know, he can't see. So he's saying that we will be blind, can't understand, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. So you wonder why we not prospering. Why is there such animosity? He's giving you that you are living in the curse that he has dropped on top of us. You are living, like there's nothing on top of me. You can't see nothing on top of me. But yet I am living in this curse. We are living in something unseen on top of us. You wonder why we're not prospering? Bang. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. See that? Now, as me and the brother had broken down the last time, what does it mean that no man shall save you? Because no physical man is powerful enough to take this world down and put the nation of Israel back in a spiritual ruling position except the Christ. You're wasting your time. There is no black man, whatever man, your little clans, your little groups. The white man will terminate you anytime that he wants. Nor do you have nuclear bombs. If you do not have nuclear bombs, you cannot talk to the white man on the same level playing field. He doesn't respect you. What are you talking about? If all you black people picked up and went on an island right now, you got 1 million of you went on an island right now, and you set up, you know, doctors and houses and all. Yeah, he's cool with that. He don't give a damn. But you're not a power to him because you don't have nuclear bombs. Russia has 8,000 nuclear bombs. The United States has 7,500 nuclear bombs. What can you tell him? Let's move on. Psalms 146, verse 8. Let's get to these verses. Psalms 146, verse 8. Let's see what the Lord says in the Bible. Psalms 146, verse 8. Psalms 146, verse 8. The Lord opened the eyes of the blind. Wait a minute. Who's going to open us up? The Lord. If he blinded you, see, I had to learn the verses because I had to stop trying to open people's eyes up. He had to open. See, when you understand the Bible, that's why I don't stress on nobody now. Like, I ain't got to do shit.
There you go.
But teach the word. He's telling you, the Lord opened the eyes of the blind. The Lord raised them that are bowed down. The Lord loveth the righteous. So you can't do nothing. If you teaching somebody, don't think that you're doing nothing. Because remember what happened to Moses. When Moses said, I struck the rock and gave you the water. The Lord said, really? Oh, you struck the rock? Okay, I got something for you. Let's go to Job 29, verse 15.
Job what?
29, verse 15. Job 29, verse 15. I'm going to start at 14. Job said, I put on righteousness and it clothed me. See, that's what black men supposed to strive for, righteousness. Okay? We're not going to be perfect until Christ comes. But you got to strive for righteousness, man. And you got to see how there's righteousness in your life and there's unrighteousness. Okay? And you got to strive as much as you can for righteousness. I can't tell you. You got to read the Bible and you got to see it. And you got to want to do it. Okay? And it clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and a diadem. A diadem is a mitre that we used to wear, like a crown on our head. Okay? With the center open. I was eyes to the blind, and feet was I to the lame. So now when you're teaching people and you're dealing with your lady and you're dealing with your family and you're dealing with your friends, they blind, they can't see. So you're supposed to be eyes to them. I was a father to the poor, and the cause which I knew not, I searched out. Okay? There you go. Job. Let's go to Isaiah 29, verse 18 now. Let's move on. Let's get up in these scriptures. Isaiah 29, verse 18. Let's see what he says here. Isaiah, this one going to be a little rough. This one going to be a little rough. We holding this one and we're going up into the book of Romans.
Okay.
Look how this is going to show you who is blind and why they blind, why they cannot see. Isaiah 29, verse 18. In that day, what? A future prophecy. Look what he's telling Isaiah. In that day coming shall the deaf. He's saying what? Somebody's what? Deaf. Hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of blindness. So he's saying somebody is blind, but he blinded you. So now who is it that he's talking about? Is it the Gentiles or is it Israel? Let's go up into the book of Romans, the 11th chapter and the 25th verse.
11th
chapter and the 25th verse.
25.
Check this out. There's many levels to the Bible. I do not teach the many levels to the Bible in these courses, because I find that men are not studious. And I'm telling you, whoever looking at this, men are not studious on a consistent basis to grasp the many levels that the Lord has dropped in this book. For I would not, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery. What mystery? He's going to let you know. Lest you should be wise in your own conceits. That blindness, can't see. That's why many people can't see. In part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles, see, the nations.
There you go.
What does it mean? So he's saying, I made Israel blind until the fullness of the Gentiles. So the Gentiles was given something, a time span. They were given a time span to rule until it come to its full fruition. So you were made blind that you don't know what's going on. He just told you. That's called destiny. That's called prophecy, curse, destiny. You were kicked out of the way. You were kicked out of the way. Why? Let me stay in Romans and come to the second part. Let's stay in the 11th chapter. Move over to the 7th verse. Stay in the 11th chapter. Move over to the 7th verse. What then? Israel has not obtained that which he seeketh for. So look how Paul is talking about Israel, because he's talking to the Lord. He's talking to the Lord. He's giving you the answers that may pop up into your mind. And these questions used to pop up into my mind years ago when I was really studying the Bible. Because I was like, yo, well, if we did that, then why this? But yet the answers is here. What then? Israel has not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest was blinded. So the election of Israel, there are thousands of Israelites who are the elect. No one knows. It might be you. It might be you. Don't let nobody fool you. Well, I am IUIC. I am ISUPK. I'm this. I'm that. I'm such and such. No, ain't nobody got no card. Ain't nobody got no card. Don't let these lying niggas tell you no bullshit. They ain't the same crap like you, man.
That's right. That's right.
And the rest was blinded. Now listen to what what David is going to say. According as it is written, the Lord has given us the spirit of slumber, sleep. Go to sleep. Eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. So now you see them running around in the churches and all this. You see them, COVID-19. They want to blame this one and blame that one. You understand what I'm saying? But they're not seeing the essence of the problem. Listen to what David and Israelites said about us. And David said, let their table. You want to know why we can't figure this out? Look what David asked the Lord to do to us. Let their table, see what I have here is a table where everything is on. Be made a snare. What is a snare? A trap. So a table is where you put your food on for you to eat.
Where you set up.
There you go. Now David, who you esteem that is supposed to be your king, your great King David, is asking the Lord to curse you. A snare, a trap, and a stumbling block.
At their own table.
At your own table that you eating on. So Paul is saying, David said, make you fall over what you eat.
There it is.
That's why we are in all these religions and all these philosophies. That's why we're fighting each other, calling ourselves different Israelite groups, Antichrist Israelite groups. These are all snares and traps, and a recompense unto them. Now, look what David said. Let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow our back always. That is David, your black king, cursing you. And that's exactly where we at. So, when you're dealing with people, philosophy, whatever they, like I know a lot of people that's into Rastafarianism, they got locks and all these different things, and they believe in culture and Ayabinge and I and Jah Rastafari and Lord of Lords and all this madness that they believe in. They blind. They can't see. You understand what I'm saying? They can't see. My aunt, beautiful lady, love her, black woman. She goes to a Moravian church in Texas. Love her. What am I going to do? She can't see. It's not for her. Let's move on. So that was Romans. Let's go to Isaiah 9:29. Let's go to Isaiah. Let me go to another verse. Let me stay up in Romans, right? Let me stay up in Romans. Here's Paul giving you another verse why you can't see. And it's self-explanatory. Romans, the 10th chapter. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Father for Israel is that they might be saved. Saved from what? What do you think that Paul is praying for y'all to be saved from? You know, a lot of people is always running around talking about they saved. For you to understand what is coming, let's go to Isaiah. What is Paul hoping that you will be saved from? From fire. Isaiah verse 66, verse 15 and 16. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, not water anymore, fire. So when Paul said for you to be saved, he's hoping that you can make it. And with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. But he's starting at the house of Israel first. So get your act together. Boom. Let's go back. Romans, the 10th chapter. Who was Paul talking about? Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Lord for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Father, but not according to knowledge. Why? Because you're blind. You can't see. You don't want to see. You like the Matrix. You like the fake hamburgers. You know.
They don't like as the scripture has said.
Right. You don't like that. You don't like. And I'm going to say this, man. A lot of people be on some old straight up fag shit, man. You know, and I'm straight shoot talker, man. I'm not on no cotton candy whack ass. I'm a straight shooter. Stand as a man and stand as a woman, man. You know, the Lord ain't coming to talk to you soft and be all nice and all that. That's why we ran when the Lord came the last time. We ran. Okay? So you better get your act together mentally, because the Savior is not coming to play with y'all, man. Savior is not coming to play with y'all. He's not coming to be nice and hope that you like how he dropping what he dropping. No, these is kings coming back to tell you what the deal is, and they're not playing with you, man. That's why when the white man roll on you with police, he put a foot in your ass, because you know that you impotent, hard-headed, rebellious, stubborn, wicked as hell. You wicked as hell. You got your own agenda. That's why Paul telling you that. For I bear them record that they had a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. Now watch. He says, for they, you blacks, Israelites, and so forth like that, for they, you, black man, black woman, for they, you, being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish your own righteousness. You will read. Now, here's the hypocrisy, right? I was with my baby the other day, and she was watching some madness in Atlanta, hip-hop garbage, right?
Gosh, yeah.
And they had a pastor, a female pastor. Now watch what it means going about to establish their own righteousness. The female pastor had the Bible in her hand. Now watch this. Watch what Paul say. Look, 1 Corinthians, right? Look what Paul say, right? A simple verse. Is it 2 Corinthians? Where he said a woman is not supposed to teach. I think it's up in Timothy. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's up in Timothy. So this woman, now what does it mean going about to establish your own righteousness? Here they go. So she's now a pastor, right? She's now a pastor, right? Now, stuff like that, I don't like to watch at all. because it just turned because it's not righteousness. Okay. 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, right, in the 11th verse. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
There it is.
This is what the Bible says.
There it is.
But wait, coming to the point where Paul is talking about that they being ignorant of God's righteousness. What is God's righteousness? But I suffer not a woman to teach. Teach what? The Lord's word.
There you go.
Nor to usurp authority over the man. Authority means that you above the man. That is not the order.
There you go.
That is not the Bible order. But they not with that. So she now is the pastor, the deacon, the minister in the TV show, right? And she now ordaining this marriage between this man and this woman. And I'm sitting there like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my king, also that verse you was looking for, 1 Corinthians, it's in chapter 14, 34.
1 Corinthians 14, 34.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 1 Corinthians 14, 34. All right, the bang. We're going. So what I'm showing you here is not hearing, not seeing. Why is it that we don't hear and we don't see? Because you blind, because you ignorant. You want to establish your own righteousness, yet you say you believe in God.
You can start at verse 33.
Okay. Yet you say you believe in God. That's why for me, I don't cause problems in other people's rooms and what they believe in and stuff like that. I listen, I see, and I keep it moving because I know you're locked off. I know you're locked off because if you saw the truth, you would not be teaching that. If you was in the truth, you would not be teaching that. Look what it says. But I suffer not a woman to teach. Not that a woman cannot teach her kids. That's not what he said. Nor to usurp, upset authority over the man, but to be in silence. And that's from the law, from Genesis, the 2nd chapter. Genesis, the 3rd chapter. Okay? That's what Adam was talking about. Now, let's drop to what he said. 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, he says, let your woman keep silence in the churches. For it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is shame for a woman to speak in the church. So now she set herself up. This TV show set this woman up as a minister. Confusion.
Verse 33. Verse 33. God is not the author of confusion.
There you go. Verse 33. The Lord is not the author of confusion. Number one, a woman cannot be a priest of God.
Confusion.
Nowhere in the Bible does it say a woman can be a priest of God. So this is why, 6 more minutes, I'm telling you, whoever's looking at this video, you have to go into your mind and say, are you about the Bible? Once again, I'm not your judge. I'm not your judge. I'm not your king. I'm not your Lord. I'm not none of that. I'm just a brother that's breaking it down because I got to walk my walk. I got to walk my walk. Okay? I got to deal with my daily zones. But I'm telling you, if you say you about this word and you believe in that crap, you can't see.
Wow.
Confusion.
Let's
go to Isaiah 42 verse 7, couple more verses. Isaiah 42 verse 7. Let's see what he says. Everything coming from the word of the Lord, man. Isaiah 42 verse 7. Let's look at where we at and who's he talking to. To open the blind eyes. Wow, somebody's blind. To bring the prisoners from the prison and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house.
Wow.
Somebody is blind and they are prisoners and they have to be set free. Wait, we can answer that in one verse. Let's go up in the book of Hebrews. We can answer that in one verse. Let's go up in the book of Hebrews, the second chapter. Hebrews, the second chapter. Hebrews, the second chapter, and the 14th and 15th verse. For as much then as the children Israel are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself, Christ, likewise took part of the same, that through death he had to come and die, he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil, and deliver them who through the fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. So the Israelites were in prison. So when you go back to Isaiah 42 to verse 7, they were blind. They were in bondage. They were in prison. So Christ came and got them from out of prison. Christ came and got them from out of prison at the appointed time. Okay, let's close on that. Let's close on that. This is part 2. Let's close on that. Let's see that he came to get us at the appointed time. Let's go up in the book of Galatians. Let's go up in the book of Galatians. Galatians, the 4th chapter. Let's look at that. That at the appointed time, he rescued us to a certain degree. We still had to go through the destiny curses, but at the appointed time, we were still locked off. Galatians 4 verse 1. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord over all. So this is a very kind of complicated verse. The heir is talking about who is going to inherit from their king or their father. The heir is Israel, just like Christ was the heir and he inherited the universe from his father. Israel is sons of God. And we're going, so now the Most High is saying, well,
this is good. This is good.
He's saying, well, if you act like a child, what is the difference between you and the servants? The servants being the nations that you hate and the Gentiles. So if you act just like them, what is the difference? But is under tutors and governors. So now the Most High put us under tutors. So these nations was put over us to tutor us and govern us until the time appointed of the Father. That leads back into Romans.
This is good. Oh, this is good.
All this is for a time.
Oh, there you go.
So he moved you out of the way and put the Gentiles up for a time.
Until the death.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Whatever happens to you in that time, you got to deal with it. Even so, when we were children, were in bondage. See that? Isaiah 42 verse 7. See that? Isaiah 42 verse 7. Them that are in darkness, the prisoners. If you're a prisoner, you are in what? Bondage. Them that were in bondage under the elements of the world.
Mhm. Mhm.
But when the fullness of time was come, what time? Christ's time. The Father sent forth his Son, made of a woman made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. Bang.
Nice. Nice.
So that is
Nice.
part two. That is part two of why we still cannot hear, see, or understand the Bible.
Man.
With that, I say peace.